I don't even know, Carolyn. I should probably know how long I've known you, but I'm going to guess 30 years. I'm just going to guess 30 years. And that doesn't even encompass all of your network marketing career, which goes on for much longer than that. Carolyn is a lifetime master coordinator with Shackley. Shackley is one of the oldest network marketing companies in our profession, 62 years now. And Carolyn represents, kind of what's possible in network marketing, even though she's still first generation in Shackley. She'll tell you that many of the people on her team are not only second generation, but they're third generation, meaning their grandparents built the Shackley business. Their parents inherited the Shackley business and the income. And today, the grandchildren, the parents are gone, the grandparents are gone. Who's left with the Shackley income? Their grandkids. How is that possible? A company that's been shipping products to repeat customers for 62 years. That's how it's possible. So, Carolyn, you're just one of the first people that I ever met. I mean, from day one, when I met you, I knew that we were kindred spirits because you just live this, you espouse this. You're all about people. You're all about service. You're all about personal development. You're all about leadership. You're not about you and your rank and your stuff and your money, and you're all about other people. And I know everybody that's ever come in contact with you representing Shackley was left in a better place, whether they bought your products or joined your business. So tell us some stories about being an authentic networker and what it's like. First of all, I forget, how many years have you been with Shackley? I don't even know if it said in my.
It's actually now 50, but I was 2 when I started. I started in 1970.
I love the sound of that. Jeff's over there laughing. 50 years, Jeff.
Yeah.
Can you imagine working this hard for 50 years, Jeff?
She's got me beat, man. When I grow up, I want to be like her.
Carolyn, tell us some stories.
Well, I think the first story I would like to tell is that, Richard, you're the one who gave me permission to stay an authentic marketer, an authentic network marketer. And I say that because having had such a heritage in the business, that's all I knew. I didn't know that you didn't connect with people and invite them to your story and offer to support them. I didn't know that until I'd been in the business for, I don't know, a couple of decades. And many of these other companies came along. And then we started, because I lived in this nice little bubble, a Shackley bubble. I mean, that's the way we do the business. And then there are all these people out there that were starting to say, well, you need to close sales. You need to understand how to do quick presentations and have the pen roll down the place and have people signed up. And you need to be able to do a 10-minute presentation that gets people jump started. And I'm going, I'm exhausted. I don't know how to do that. And when I met you, Richard, at a conference, I was so relieved because I was afraid that I had to start learning to do all those things, and I had no clue how to do them. And fortunately, I got Richard, and he says, well, why don't you just start listening to people and ask them questions and make a connection with them and find out what they're interested in. I'm going, I thought that's what I've been doing all along. You mean I have permission to keep doing that? So it's been a gift to realize that that is what being authentic is about. And that's really what makes our business possible. And so as we're talking about the world out there that may think, network marketers are all terrible people, what I'd like to do is really relate to them the fact that, first of all, we must be that authentic person, service-oriented, listening, interested, providing what is best for them. Certainly, those are skills we need to do. But the other thing I think for people who are going, oh, I don't want to be in one of those network marketing things, is ask them some questions about what has changed. Take a look around, if not in the past year and a half. Take a look at what has changed. Whatever you may have thought network marketing was about, or doing business from home, or being connected with people and having relationships and word of mouth advertising, whatever you may have thought before, guess what? It is where the world is now, and it is where the world is going. And we can't stop that. And I think it's up to us to let people understand that, yeah, we've been here for a while. We've been doing all this the right way for a while. But guess what? The world is catching up to who we are, and they are desperate for what it is we have to offer. Because what they are looking for, especially after this past year and a half, is they certainly want health and to take responsibility for that. But if that isn't the particular profession that you're in, they want control of their lives. They don't want to be driving in traffic. They don't want to be leaving their kids at home. They don't want to have these fried lifestyles of being in such major stress and traveling all over the place and doing things that some job told them how to do. They're desperate to do what it is that we have to offer. And I think it's up to us as network marketing professionals to let people understand that, because there are now literally, I mean, there are all kinds of figures we can quote. You know, there are millions and millions of people that are looking for who we are and what we have. And so what is it that we get to offer? I think the things that we want to offer is certainly are being authentic, certainly are telling our own story. But I think even more importantly, we want to offer them a distinction of what it is they might want to look for, because their last lifetime up to 15 months ago may not have been where they want to be. And so I think we can offer them the opportunity to say, look, if you could create a pathway for the next big chapter in your life, what would you be looking for? And wouldn't you be looking for something that is not only authentic with the people that are going to be supporting you and in your community, but aren't you going to be looking for people that will mentor you and will support you? Aren't you looking for some association with something that you can believe in, that you can trust? Because that's really the big word. If there's any one big word that I have, especially now, people don't trust anything. They don't trust their phone. They don't trust their television. They don't trust the road signs. They don't trust anything. And so the most important thing that we can offer to someone is a personal trust, that you're someone that if your dog needed to be let out or your kid needed to be taken home from school, that you could trust me to do that. And if that's true, then maybe some of the other solutions that we have to offer might be things that could be of value to you. And so when we think about people who go, oh, I don't want to be one of those network marketers, guess what? I don't either. Those people that have the techniques and the slickness and the quick fixes and all of that, I couldn't do that. There was no way I could do that. And thanks to you, Richard, I believe I don't have to. And that what we can offer to people is honestly the 4-year career. Sure, they can maybe start making money now and getting some results now, but do they want to have the benefit of having something that's actually going to last, that they can create ownership with, that they don't have to be like working for somebody who's going to do something uncomfortable down the road, or that's a part of something that they don't believe in and learn to not trust? Aren't those things they want to be looking for before they get started? And if they are, then we start with trusting us and introducing them to people like the ones I get to be with on this awesome group, and just go, listen, I don't care what company you're with. I would introduce anybody to any of you and say, this is a profession that we're proud of. We may have happened upon a certain company or certain products, but we're proud of what we do. And we're making a difference to people by becoming professionals and by working on ourselves. Good heavens, I'm learning things, hopefully all the time and continually in growth. This is not something you're going to get stuck in. This is something we get to keep growing from. And so if I think about the stories, just maybe one story, since it's what time it is now, the story of the difference that we can make to people when we have no clue who we're going to connect with. One of my stories is I started my business in California. I moved to Florida, and through people that moved to, I don't know, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, wherever, ended up in Colorado. And through that, we ended up with a connection with a teenage athlete who became an Olympian, who's one of the NBC commentators for the pentathletes that are coming up in Tokyo, and who then introduced over 100 other Olympians to the product line which we have, which they can say it's safe because they're drug tested all the time. And because there are 146 Olympic medals that have been won because someone told the story, told the story, told the story. And so when I talk about the kind of impact that we can have, that we have no idea where it's going to go, that's just one of the many stories. And then, I mean, you take personal lives and, you know, kids having health and everything. Those are the things that we represent. And so I say it's up to us to be authentic, to be able to teach people that if there's a technique or they've had an experience with someone who's in network marketing, who in the world are you going to trust to buy your car, buy your house from, send your kids to school, but someone who is a close friend? And that's who we are. We're word of mouth advertising, 92% believability, because nobody trusts anything else. So I'm just so proud of the profession that we're a part of and the differences that we can make in our communities and the fact that we're all connected. And I'm so honored to be a part of this great team that we're all doing what we can to authentically make a difference in the worlds that we're in. So thank you, Richard.
Wow, Carolyn, on fire. Isn't it awesome how somebody who's been doing this for 50 years with the same company can bring this kind of fire 50 years later, this kind of wisdom? Thank you, Carolyn. Wow.